Last time I had one negative thing to say about the Black Bay 58, and people in the comments were like, I have the Black Bay 58, it's perfect. Number one, there is no such thing. And number two, I'm OCD. You don't want my disease. Hey guys, I'm Max and welcome back to Hot Ones. So in the last episode, I talked about all the reasons why I think the Tudor Black Bay 58 is almost the perfect watch, but the one design choice that sort of leaves me in the cold and that led me eventually to sell mine. In contrast, I've always liked the dial of the Black Bay Bronze. I feel like by trading the rectangles at 3, 6, and 9 for Arabic numerals, that the design just flows better. Unfortunately, at 43 millimeters, it's a big watch for me and probably a lot of people out there. So until Tudor decides to make a smaller version of the Black Bay Bronze, we're just gonna have to try to build one ourselves. So here we have a Seiko NH35 movement, Dial+hands from Yoboki's, and a watch case from Tiger Concepts. I've gone ahead and cut off 2 of the dial feet so that this fits a 3 o'clock crown position. We fit the dial to the movement, and next we install the Tudor snowflake style hands, starting with the hour, and moving on to the minute hand. Now, this movement has a date function we won't be using, but I still made sure to install the hands at 12 o'clock just after the date clicked over, because that's just a good habit. And next we move on to the second hand, which is usually the trickiest part of the whole job. Let's make sure everything's lined up and not rubbing on each other. Now, I've already applied the bezel insert on this watch, but I'll show you one from a SKX just to demonstrate the adhesive backing. Next, we get the dust off of the inside of the crystal with some Radico, and we do the same with the dial. Next, we mate the case to the movement and reinsert the crown, which I've already installed on the new stem. We apply the gasket and fit the case back on. And there we go. So my impression of this Tiger watch case is that it's not bad. I mean, it's modeled after vintage Rolex cases, and for that it does a pretty good job. The finishing is clean, but the domed acrylic crystal is a bit thick, and the clarity leaves some things to be desired. Now, before we take this watch out for a spin, I want to remind you that you can help out this channel by giving this video a thumbs up. Also, I recently discovered that due to a change in the YouTube algorithm, subscribers aren't even shown the videos from their channels. And in order to guarantee this happens, you have to hit the bell icon. Kind of silly, but now you know. Here's the final product, a mid-size version of the Black Bay Bronze, housed in a vintage-styled case the size of a Black Bay 58. To my eyes, this dial looks more interesting compared to that of the 58 and has an additional level of complexity and intricacy. I find the roundness of the 3, 6, and 9 numerals matching that of the circular hour indices. I chose a faded grayish bezel to add to that ghosty vintage look. In terms of dimensions, the watch is an ideal 39mm across, and the 15mm thickness is primarily due to a high-domed acrylic crystal. This is one of those watches that just makes you smile, especially when the light catches these golden outlines. Here we have it on a WatchGecko Douglas olive strap that suits its rugged persona. Though a bit rough around the edges, overall as an everyday piece you can just throw on, there is nothing to complain about here. The chamfers on the case are crisp, and the bezel is nice and clicky without significant play, though the crown sometimes does take a couple tries to screw in. Tiger also sells a metal bracelet for their cases. As you know, these custom watches don't really stand up to high magnifications, and there are plenty of imperfections on the hands and markers to speak of. The lume, well, though plentiful, it does fade pretty quickly. But then again, homemade watches are not really about perfection, are they? They're about the satisfaction of wearing something that you dreamed up and that no one else has. So I think this mini Black Bay bronze turned out pretty well. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Also, the collection's getting out of control again. This time I built a website called hoteones.shop. Go check it out. You may be able to pick up one of these custom pieces for yourself and also in the process help out this channel. So thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.